Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ultra Universe Live under the official Rob Glasser Network. And today, if you're a fan of upcycling or recycling, we're going to share some cool things to do to spruce up the home. So let's begin.
Hey, so Rob, great topic today, right? We're talking about upcycling. First of all, let's just describe what does upcycling mean, and then we'll jump into the article. What is upcycling?
Okay, sure. So for those who might be confused, upcycling versus recycling. Recycling is the actual process of turning your waste into something new, whereas upcycling means you don't have to actually retreat or turn it into anything. You just use it for something else. So upcycling is strictly the ability to make something out of something you have. Recycling is what it says on your bottles and cans. You know, this product is used with 90% whatever.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
So recycling is important. You need to recycle in order to save the waste. However, if you don't want to have waste to begin with, or if you just want to kind of, have some fun, you can play around with some objects you have. So, thisoldhouse.com, if you guys don't remember that show, it's actually back on Roku with a new series, new host as well. Figured we'd enjoy that because Roku has everybody now.
Yep.
But this particular article comes from the original website, 33 Ways to Upcycle Old Things. We're not going to go through all of them, but I picked through a bunch that I liked. We're going to start out with the shutter, which is the second one on the list here.
There we go.
Now, old shutters don't have to be thrown away. Also, being that it's wood, it's very hard to get rid of it appropriately, and most of the time you're going to end up with dead wood that has no purpose. So, if you have some old shutters, or maybe you're looking to replace some, but they're fairly new, you can use them as a board. On this particular example, they just took some of those, what do they call them, those bigger clips, and they attached some notes, some receipts. Looks like some greeting cards as well.
Yeah, it looks like pictures, memorable things to, kind of.
Right, and really all you do, a lot of the times the shutters are already really cool. You don't have to do anything other than maybe give it a quick rub down to clean it up. Or if you choose and you want to color, grab your paint and you can paint them, let it dry, and you now have a board. I don't know. What do you call them these days? I don't know.
A craft board or bulletin board or
bulletin board. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't remember bulletin board.
I think we should go out and just buy, like used shutters, because this is so clever. I want to put one in my office. Very, very clever.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. All right, so the next one I like right below it is mason jars. Now you can do a lot. However, what they did was actually make a light fixture. Now, keep in mind, this kind of thing, you're going to have to know how to be crafty and know how to use your woodworking tools. But if you want to just go simplistically, hanging a mason jar on a appropriate rope and light gives you a new light fixture. You don't have to go all out how they did it here. This is a very fancy version. I like it. It's a little too much for me, to look at. But basically taking old mason jars, cleaning them out, and attaching them to your light fixture. Most of the time, if you already have maybe a hanging light, sometimes you just have kind of a light bulb, you can just kind of attach it around. Now, you might have to make sure that you secure it correctly so it doesn't fall, but it looks like just some good twine, some strong rope is really all you need for this. But mason jars I love, and mine are outside. We use them as picture frames, but mason jars are great because you really actually don't throw them out. They're glass, they're reusable, you can wash them. But if you so decide that your mason jars are getting old and you don't want to use them for food, you can.
Perfect thing, yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's actually really, really pretty.
Now, one that I thought was kind of simplistic, but I know you kind of like this one, the ice cube tray and bakeware idea. Yep. Great way to organize your drawer. Now, for me, it's kind of obvious, kind of easy, but look at the different shapes and sizes. They have a muffin tin. They have an ice cube tray. They have, I guess, a mini loaf pan in there, I think is what that is. But look at all the stuff you can do. Now, this kind of goes to the junk drawer thing. If you have a lot of stuff in the drawer,
Yeah.
or maybe you just have, a drawer where all of your silverware needs to go, but you don't have a good silverware container,
Right.
grab an old bakeware set.
Right. And this is great. And another thing, I don't think it's actually in the article. One of the things that I do here in the house, you can go to an office supply store and get those metal file holders. They sit on your desk and it like literally
Right.
has. And what I do is I put that under my one of the cabinets, and I put all my baking pans in there. And I literally
Okay.
keep them upright, and it keeps them all sorted. So along the same lines, you repurposing, upcycling something that's used for one thing to be used for something else. This is very cool. Very,
All
very
right. Yeah, there you go. Now, the next one you're going to love because you talk about the planting all the time.
yes.
Water bottles for an indoor greenhouse. All you're going to do is slice off the bottom of the bottle, pop it on top of your whatever it is you're growing, and after watering it, you're going to have some plants. You've talked about doing it with food. You can do it with regular flowers or plants as well.
Mhm.
But most all of us have some sort of bottle, so why not go ahead and do that? And I believe even with the bottom part too, you can use that as kind of a drainage thing outside. So
Right.
if you slice off the bottom of your water bottle, you can keep that bottom part and use it to collect. You can. I've seen people use that as a bird water where you
Oh
can
yeah,
hang
just
it up.
hang it. Maybe even hang it and have the bottom part with a hole in it so the water, doesn't just stay stuck in there.
There you
Very
go.
clever. Yeah, very
So
clever.
this is pretty cool. This is something that almost anybody can do, and we're going to talk about gardening next week. This is something that you can do inside. Let me see what else. Oh, the shipping pallet. This is really cool. I know you love this one as
Yeah, I
well.
like this too.
So not everybody has them. However, working in retail before, I used to be around them all the time because that's how all of the stuff came in.
Mhm.
Now, I actually don't know where they all went because usually we put them back on the thing, and whoever dropped them off would come back and pick up the pallets, probably
Right.
for later use.
Right.
Though, if you are someone who maybe uses them in your backyard, or you might be the person who takes care of the pallets, you might have a couple lying around. So, being that it's already outdoorsy, why not make a place to put all of your outdoor tools? You can see
Right.
their shovels, their hand trowels, even their plants as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
If you so wanted to, you can do this inside as well. I'm not sure. You'd have to have a pretty big wall to put it on because these things aren't small. I like the idea of keeping it outside because if you don't even have to hang it per se. If you lean it against your wall, you can still keep them out of the elements and have a nice little
Right.
decor. And it looks like they painted it too. So
Yeah, it looks like they painted it. And guys, go and click on that little the link that we put in the chat because there is actually some more information on how to actually do this using S hooks and how do you clean the palette when you get it home, things like that. So make sure you
right.
click on that link.
All right, so the next one that I liked, and I looked up what they were, the balusters. Those are the pieces between your stair rail that can be repurposed.
Mhm.
Really, all you need is probably some wood glue to glue the bottom because I think the stair rail is strictly the middle part, but you can always get a base. And what they did here in this picture was giant candlesticks.
Right.
Pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you just want to use it as decor without the candles, that works too. Oh, there you go. So they said a standard base 4x4 you can pick up at a home store. So they glued that onto the bottom. So
Right.
this one's an easy one because there's nothing much to do other than kind of shine it up.
Right.
Now the doorknob one wasn't so interesting to me, but I know you kind of stopped and went, "What the heck? What's going on?" So
Yeah.
they're using it as a way to hold back the blinds in a decorative way.
Right.
All you got to do is you just need the screw to the doorknob. You're basically screwing the doorknob in where it would go if it was on there,
Right.
and you're using it as decor. No paint, no nothing, just the doorknob.
Yeah. Very
Let's
cool.
see what else we have here. Let's go to the old rake. That one's pretty cool. So this is freaking weird, but really cool. So they
Yeah.
took the handle off the rake, and again, you can use the handle for something else, I'm sure. And they nailed it into what I'm guessing is a door, and they hang all their tools. So if your rake goes bad, it gets too rusty, you can't use it. How about using it to hang your other what looks like rusty tools? But
Or polish it up, get rid of the rust and paint it up and do what I do. I don't do exactly this, but I have something that's similar to that hanging in my bathroom on the wall, and I put all my necklaces and jewelry on the little rungs.
Okay, all right.
Cool
So there's
way.
three more on here that I really like that I think we'll end with these three. The old drawers, which I think is awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yep.
So I couldn't tell they were drawers until I actually looked at the handles. And it looks like they either wallpapered them or it was the bottom of the drawer already. You
Yeah.
stick them on the wall, spray. Oh, okay. So they used a wallpaper. And
Uh-huh.
then what did they tack it up? Oh, okay. So just those regular brads you would use to hang
Right.
a picture on, and you have really cool places to put pictures,
Little shadow
knickknacks,
boxes. They have
whatever the
little
hell you
shadow.
want to put.
Yeah, they look like little shadow boxes. You could do your collectibles in there, right?
Yeah, there you go. Now the
Very
next one is the clamps. I know we like those. We have books here. You have books. I'm sure people watching as well. This is pretty neat. Now I don't know how many people have them, but places like Facebook Marketplace, you could probably pick up all this stuff. There's really no installation. You literally are unclamping it. You're putting it where you want, and you have homemade bookshelves. It's
right.
a little weird for me. I'm not really big on the look of this, but I do like, the fact that you don't have to
Recycle.
really do any
Yeah,
work. You're just
right.
basically,
I like,
unclamping.
yeah, I like the fact that it's repurposing stuff that you already have around the house. And you can look at this and say, well, I don't have one of those, but you may have something that's similar to that. And you might get, an idea in your head. Oh, you know what? I might be able to use that in addition.
Right.
Um, really cool things.
The
Anything else you
last one
want
I
to
wanted to do really quick was the old and salvage bookcase, because we have bookcases all over the place here.
I love
And
those.
again, they turn it into a serving rolling table thing basically. But really
Yeah,
all it is you take apart the pieces you want or you keep the whole thing depending on what you're doing with it. A little bit of paint and you have yourself a
right.
storage.
Uh, and they put wheels on it, and it looks like under the top shelf they put a way to store your glasses upside down, like little. I think they're like a place you slide the top of the glass or the bottom of the glass into it, and that's how they hang down upside down.
Ah,
But you
yes,
don't
yes.
have to use this for a bar or for a drink thing. You could also use that as a rolling, possibly an arts and crafts, thing
Sure.
that you can roll around with your paper. Very clever things. We're curious, guys out there, those of you who are listening, whether you're live or on replay, what do you think about these upcycling things? And what can you consider doing in your home to upcycle things that you have? We would love to hear about that.
Now I know
Now,
you got some
Rob
cool
and I,
stuff for us now, so I'm going
yeah.
to pass it over.
All right. So when we were talking about this, we said, why don't we go find some resources in addition to the articles and things that we're showing right now that maybe, you might want to go check it out for yourself. And so the first thing is the Rescue, Restore, Redecorate. And it is Amy Howard's Guide to Upcycling. And again, we're trying this new thing. So take your phone and you can go ahead and, take your camera and focus it on the QR code, and it will take you right to where you're going so that you can check it out. The second thing is, and that one is probably the most expensive of the bunch, right? That's $24.99. The rest of these are really, really affordable. This is 20 creative projects made from reclaimed materials. Check that one up. This is all about recycling as well. A very good price for that. If you don't have any ideas in your head and you don't have any ideas that, even though we gave you all of these and you need some more, that's where you should go check it out, right? And these are arts and crafts kind of projects, 100 upcycling project that
For 10
reuses
bucks.
things. Very, very cool. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. Oh, somebody's scanning our QR codes right now. There you go. And this is 31 crafts. So, guys, what we're doing is we're giving you alternatives. There's lots of different books out there. These were some of our favorites, right? This is for your living space. And then finally, mason jars. Both of us love these mason jars. I use mine for every year we open up a new one and we put our wishes and our thoughts and our the good things that happen, and we put them all into a mason jar. So mason jars can be used for a lot of things in addition to actually using them as glasses.
Right.
I mean, we can actually upcycle these, right, as glasses if
Yeah.
we want. I'm looking here. I don't know if we have, I see we had some messages. I don't know where it went. Any last minute thoughts, guys? What do you guys think about this? Is this something that you would do? Would you go out and recycle some of the things, or upcycle rather, not recycle, upcycle the things that you have in your house? We'd love to hear what you do with that. Let us know. We want to thank you. You have a choice as to how you spend your time. You chose to spend it with Rob and I today. So we encourage you to go out, Give somebody an awesome day, and we'll see you next time on Altered Universe Live. Goodbye, everyone.